Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D, about to react to this Jamari vids titled, "The David Update is Confusing." And I see a video on the side where it's someone he didn't do it. Jesus. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
So at this point, it has been almost a month since the David situation began to unfold, where the body of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found dismembered.
He was messing with her at the very least. I don't care what evidence they found. At the very least, he clearly was dealing with this little girl. He was a pedophile. Let's be clear and state what it is. So even if he didn't actually, murder her, he still should be jailed for messing with a child, because there's a lot of evidence that supports that he was dealing with this child and sleeping with this child. So
after it was abandoned blocks from his Airbnb that he was renting and subsequently impounded in Los Angeles while he was on tour.
Where it was this kind of like a strategic area where there's only, see that road right there wraps around to the right and then it connects again to the main road. So there's not too many people that will walk by it. And these hedges on this house are so high that it really takes out people walking on the other side of the vehicle. So I don't know if it was actually done strategically, but if you're going to leave it somewhere, that's as good a place to leave it as any.
And despite him trying to completely ignore the situation at first, continuing his shows, his tour has now been canceled, the singer has lawyered up, and David is now apparently in full cooperation with the authorities.
Investigators have not publicly linked David to the teen's death. Celeste's family says she had a boyfriend named David, and several social media pictures linking them.
And since this all went down, people have posted countless videos, Discord messages, and TikTok and Instagram posts from David and even allegedly Celeste trying to piece together this whole story. And by most logic and reasoning, people think that it does not look good for David at all, but now recent reports might actually suggest otherwise. What we do know now is that Celeste was no stranger to running away from home, and she began doing so when she was only 12 years old. This footage is believed to capture the last time that she would do so. Obtained from the security camera of a nearby liquor store at 7 in the morning, you see her wearing a black hoodie with white sweatpants.
David was living in the Hollywood area, which is where she was found back in February, just a month before.
The owner of the liquor store would go on to describe her as a shy girl who got too caught up in the pitfalls of social media and the internet.
When she missed first time, her sister
what information did they find? Because I already saw this.
Looking at the camera to find out where she go and if we can find anything to get her back.
He says that she would come into his store on a weekly basis to purchase things like gum, soda, and candy. And I really think he makes a great point here that social media is now raising like this whole generation of kids despite what their parents try to do. It's like the influence at this point is just too strong. So to me it is extremely easy to see how a kid could become enamored by the fame and status that someone like David has, especially if she came from what some might describe as a broken home. We also now know that this photo of David standing with two teenagers was taken less than 0.3 miles away from Celeste's home. There has also been quotes from people who claim to have run in the same circles as David in LA, claiming that they saw him and Celeste together at parties, and that they did present as boyfriend and girlfriend.
And there seems to be a consensus that people believed that David and Celeste were boyfriend-girlfriend.
The claimants go on to say that they thought that she was a 19-year-old student going to school at USC, and the places they would be partying were intended for a more mature scene that would require someone to be at least 18 years old. Also claiming that she frequently wore a jacket with her hood up, so it was hard to gauge her true age.
And when the news came out that she was only a 14-year-old child, they could not believe that, because she also presented herself very maturely.
And that based on David's reserved, more shy demeanor, they never really thought anything of it. And law enforcement has also confirmed that she did have multiple fake IDs.
And they say she had numerous fake IDs.
And there had also been a lot of speculation online that she might have been pregnant. These rumors came about from screenshots from David's Discord where he says that he and some other user have a kid on the way. But this has been debunked by the medical examiner in the situation, as it has been proven that she was not and had not been pregnant in the last year. We also know that her body was decomposing for at least a couple of weeks before it was eventually found. But the cause of death is still undetermined at this time due to the lack of a toxicology report. There has also been a video obtained that shows Celeste in a shouting match with a neighbor around a year ago.
I'm not gonna let your woman talk. Ain't nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here, homie. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up. With your black talking. You ain't gonna do you better get on there. Get your on there, girl.
This footage appears to be captured on a security doorbell camera, and it really just puts on display like the type of environment that she was living in at the time. Also, a kid named Damien has come forward and he claims to have dated Celeste in the past, and he spoke about their relationship and her life at home.
Come on. didn't treat her well or whatever. She didn't like where she was at. We were at PE, and she told me and my friend that she was running away. And she said it was because of her parents.
I mean, this whole situation really is sick. Like, this kid is talking about being in PE together, and then within weeks, Celeste was running around the hills of Hollywood doing things that a kid has no business being involved in. The local police have also come forward to say that they were called 33 times in the last 3 years to Celeste's home.
It's just so crazy. People just be really spreading a lot of misinformation, especially these channels that claim to inform you and to be commentary channels and give you the information, the latest updates. They will take a tweet and run with it and make it, you know, the title of their video. And I get it. Everybody wants to, you know, capitalize off of any big story, and they want to be the first to break it because of money. Okay, but these are real people in real people's lives, and it's very irresponsible for people to, you know, spread false information with a case this serious, because I've definitely seen some people who claim to be, you know, commentary channels. I've seen the titles of their videos and be like, she was pregnant and da-da-da, but it's like the whole time she wasn't. So it's like, where did y'all get that information from? So it is very irresponsible when that's what your platform is, to inform people. Just throwing that out there.
But we are kind of piecing together.
I don't say no names, but
her home life was really like, and possibly why she was running away time and time again. I mean, you can even consider the GoFundMe that was initially started to help her family lay her to rest, that has now been changed to simply donations to help her family.
Because that's what I'm thinking about as well. Like, her family's probably seeing these things in these headlines and stuff, and they're not even actually true.
Which a lot of people have found suspect, as the funds have now reached almost $25,000. David's manager, Josh Marshall, has also spoken out through a TikTok comment where he tries to debunk the idea that he knew anything about David and Celeste's potential relationship, as the woman in this video claimed that they all lived together for some time at the Airbnb that has now been totally investigated.
A family friend of Celeste Rivas Hernandez sent an email to Josh Marshall, who is David's manager and roommate, back in 2024, February 2024. And in the email was the missing persons report of Celeste and all of her information. And it said, we know Celeste is living with you guys. She needs to return home. 1 day later, Celeste returned home. And then a month after that, she went back to living with David and his roommate, Josh Marshall. So Josh Marshall was well aware of Celeste Rivas Hernandez's age and that she was a missing child. Missing persons private investigator Steve Fisher was just on a YouTube channel called Top Crime TV with Lauren. You guys need to check out that episode. The interview is so good. He gives a lot of information.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this. She's talking way too fast.
He talks all about the email and a lot of other stuff that I didn't know about. He also says that the silence from David and Interscope Records and his manager is deafening and not a good look. If you guys know of any other creators who are following this case closely, please tag them below so I can follow them as well, because I'm really obsessed with this case and obsessed with getting justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
And he responded to that by saying, this video is false and the person is misinformed.
And this is why I hate people. It's just the way that she came off. It was just very icky. Like, I'm obsessed. Send me all the information you have. I'm obsessed with this case, and I'm obsessed with getting justice for her. No, you're obsessed with the clout and attention and views and shit that you get from this situation. And I'm not going to act like I'm all high and mighty. Like, obviously, I'm reacting to it as well because people have asked me to, and this is my job. I am getting paid for it. But, I mean, to be honest, I would be watching this on my own anyway because this is a crazy situation. But people who try to make it seem like, oh, I'm just here to get the truth and bring y'all the truth, but you want to present false information when the guy that is in question that you're referring to, he's coming out and being like, this is not even true. So that's what I'm talking about spreading misinformation. It's not that you're just talking about it or discussing it or speculating. People do that all the time. So even people who do that in video form, I'm not even more so talking to them. I'm talking about people who their whole account is explicitly to inform people. And hey, y'all, come to me and subscribe to me and follow my TikTok to get all the updates. I'm bringing you the updates and all the latest information, but you're bringing bullshit just for clout and views and attention. That is what I find gross, especially, again, with the situation is serious.
This is the only time I'll speak on the matter for now. This has been a tough time for my family as I am the father of 3 children. I receive no emails and I'm no one's roommate. I live full-time at home with my wife and kids. My daughter is 14 and this news is affecting so many lives. I never received any email, I had zero knowledge of anything, and I don't live in California. Also, I work remotely 95% of the time and my job doesn't require me to have much interaction with any of my clients, including David, as there are many others that work with him on a day-to-day capacity, not me. This news is tragic for so many and for her family. I hope the proper authorities get to the bottom bottom of it soon.
I'll sue the
Let me
brakes
remind
off her.
people that a lot of this is speculation and alleged. Now keep in mind, this guy is well tapped into the music industry, spotting and representing the likes of Little Mosey, Ruby Rose, and Smoke Perp. Now why this guy would choose a random, like not very viral TikTok to make this sort of comment, I do not know. But this is pretty much the only statement we have from anyone involved with David. Yes, the police did stop by his parents' house after getting a report of a gunshots, but that seemed unrelated and possibly like someone just lying and harassing his family. And I will also note here that I did watch this like short documentary that they did around a year ago on David and his family. And I just want to say, like, they do not deserve to be harassed. Like, just based on seeing what his home life was like and hearing his parents talk about him, like at this point, there's no reason to believe that they were involved or they knew what David was allegedly or potentially doing.
Yeah, who would
I
think
got all
that?
these emails from the record labels and I didn't know what to do. I told my parents about it and they thought I was getting scammed.
He came downstairs one night and we were in the kitchen and he said, I have something to tell y'all. I was like,
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's kind of funny. Like, first off, you're not even talented like that. They are scamming you. Nobody actually wants to sign you. Fuck out of here. Not that they said that, but that's just funny.
it was like,
You getting scammed.
this label. It's like, keep calling and labels went. I was like, we were like, what are you saying? Boy, stop playing.
I mean, I would imagine that this whole thing has been very hard on his family, and they were even pictured at a pawn shop picking up an automatic rifle, so I'm guessing they have been receiving quite a bit of heat both online and possibly in real life. Now, on David's end, he has hired a top team of lawyers who have represented the likes of Harvey Weinstein, as well as a top criminal defense attorney named Blair Burke, who has worked for Lindsay Lohan, Kanye West, Mel Gibson, and Britney Spears. But for now, I would say that that's really all the updates. I did see countless reports that David was not being listed as a suspect, but these are really just clickbait, because at this time, there are no public suspects. There's no one who's a public person of interest. And I want to make it very clear that David has not been cleared by the police by any stretch of the imagination. Now, obviously, I will continue to keep you guys updated on the situation.
That's what I appreciate about Jamari. I feel like he doesn't try to force narratives and, you know, have these super clickbaity titles just for views and attention and money, whether it's true or not. So I appreciate that he's, you know, at least a bit responsible with his reporting. But yeah, some of these people are really, really gross. Like that Cricket Tooth girl on TikTok that they showed, like, girl, why would you put all that out there and you so confident in the information that you're giving when it's not even the case? Like, that's crazy. But yes, despite what everyone has been saying, Celeste was not pregnant. But again, that does not mean anything. Obviously, he still looks super guilty and he still appears that he was dealing with this little girl in a very inappropriate manner. So, you know, again, even if he wasn't directly responsible for her death, which is like, it looked like he was, but anything's possible. At the very least, he was dealing with a child. So he needs to go down for that. So he better lawyer the fuck up. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.